Is the Pixel 10 really the phone that slipped out of the future and landed in our hands? Or is it just a dressed-up Pixel 9 wearing an AI costume? That's the question burning in the minds of tech lovers everywhere. Because if you believe Google's pitch, this isn't just a phone anymore. It's a pocket-sized AI assistant, a camera that supposedly sees what your eyes can't, and a translator that can make you sound fluent in languages you've never spoken. Sounds like magic, right? But peel back the hype, and the reality might surprise you. Some of these features feel like true glimpses of tomorrow, while others seem more like smoke and mirrors meant to distract us from the basics. Things like battery endurance, raw performance, and hardware muscle. So the real question is, should you be excited about this futuristic Pixel, or should you hold on to your cash because the glitter might just be hiding cracks? Welcome back, viewers. Sam here. If you're new, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps a ton. And I've got plenty more exciting deep dives like this coming up. Now, let's dive into the Pixel 10 because honestly, this phone feels less like a sequel and more like a bold experiment. When you first pick it up, it doesn't scream radically new hardware. In fact, if you lined it up next to a Pixel 9, a lot of people wouldn't even spot the difference right away. Sure, the bezels are shaved down a little, the back glass feels more polished, and the metallic G logo catches the light differently. But those are details you only notice when you really look for them. The real show here isn't the outside, it's the brain inside. Google's Tensor G5 chip and its AI-focused architecture are the stars of the show. But that comes with an odd trade-off. You see, instead of doubling down on speed and brute force like Qualcomm or Apple, Google's essentially saying, what if the chip doesn't need to be the fastest as long as it's the smartest? And that shift is where things get interesting. The biggest headline feature, the one people can't stop talking about, is ProRes Zoom, which claims to deliver up to 100x zoom by letting AI literally invent details that the camera can't capture. Imagine pointing your phone at a far-off skyscraper, pinching in, and suddenly seeing windows and textures that weren't really there in the original shot. That's not optical detail. That's not even digital sharpening. That's generative AI filling in the blanks and serving you its best guess at reality. It looks jaw-dropping when you show it off, but it also begs the question, when does a photo stop being a photo? Is this the future of photography, or is it the end of it as we know it? Because if your vacation shot of a mountain range is half real pixels and half AI hallucination, are you capturing a memory, or are you fabricating one? That philosophical cliffhanger is exactly why this feature has people so divided, and that's not even the only AI magic Google's packed in here. There's Magic Q, a tool that feels like it wants to live your life for you. Picture this, you're texting a friend, and before you can even type, your Pixel suggests a reply that sounds eerily like something you'd actually say. Sometimes it nails it. Sometimes it gets weird. But here's the twist. This assistant doesn't just work in messages. It can pull details from your Gmail, your calendar, your reminders, and even screenshots to anticipate what you might need before you ask. Need a reservation? It'll pop up. Got an appointment? It'll remind you. Sounds helpful, right? But it also sparks a slightly uncomfortable thought. At what point does your phone stop being a tool and start becoming the one in charge? What happens when spontaneity gets replaced by a script your AI writes for you? Of course, the skeptics aren't wrong when they point out the cracks under all this glitter. For starters, the main camera on the standard Pixel 10 is actually a downgrade compared to the Pixel 9's larger sensor. That's a pretty bold move in 2025, especially when photography has been the Pixel's identity for years. It almost feels like Google's saying, don't worry about the lens, we'll fix it in post with AI. But as every photography nerd will tell you, you can't cheat physics. Smaller sensors mean less light, more noise, and ultimately less raw data to work with. AI can stretch and patch, but it can't create light where there wasn't any. That's why many fans are scratching their heads, wondering why Google would weaken the very thing that made Pixels famous. Then there's the battery story, and honestly, it's a familiar one. Yes, the Pixel 10 Pro promises over 30 hours on a charge with its 5000 mAh cell and some clever efficiency tricks, but here's the catch. Tensor chips have a history of throttling under pressure. Push the phone hard with gaming, video editing, or long camera sessions, and the performance dips while the temperature climbs. It's like having a sports car that can only sprint for a few seconds before needing to cool off. Sure, most people won't notice in casual day-to-day use, but if you're paying flagship money, don't you want a phone that can flex as hard as its competitors? Especially when Apple and Samsung are squeezing insane efficiency out of their chips. Now, to be fair, Google has an ace up its sleeve. Real-time voice translation that doesn't just spit out robotic speech, but actually mimics your tone and style. Imagine calling someone in Japan speaking in English and having your words instantly transformed into Japanese in your own voice. That's not just useful. It feels like science fiction. If Google can perfect this feature, it could change how we communicate globally. That's the kind of groundbreaking innovation that makes you forget about the weaker specs, at least for a moment. But here's the rub: features like this are only as good as their adoption. If only a fraction of people use them, they risk being forgotten novelties, like 3D touch on the iPhone or Samsung's Air gestures. Remember those? Exactly. Speaking of forgotten, let's circle back to value. Pixels have always had this reputation for rapid price drops. Buy one at launch for $1,000, and within 6 months, you'll see it slashed by 200 or more. Within a year, you might pick one up for half the price. That's great for bargain hunters, but it makes early adopters feel burned. And with the Pixel 10, that cycle isn't likely to change. Which raises another cliffhanger question: is it smarter to buy this futuristic AI toy now, or wait a year and grab it for half the cost when the shine wears off? But here's where I want to flip the perspective. Maybe Google isn't making mistakes at all. Maybe it sees the writing on the wall that raw specs don't sell phones anymore. Experiences do. Maybe in a few years, every smartphone will look the same from the outside, and what really matters is how seamlessly the AI behind it integrates with your life. Maybe downgrading a camera sensor or skipping a charging speed boost is worth it if your phone can become the smartest, most personalized assistant you've ever owned. Because think about it, when was the last time raw megapixels actually made you excited? But an AI that can edit your photos on command, translate your voice live, and manage your schedule without you asking, that sparks curiosity. So where does that leave us? On one hand, the Pixel 10 feels like the smallest hardware upgrade we've seen in years. On the other, it feels like the boldest step into a software-first AI-driven future. It's a paradox in a shiny glass body. Some people will buy it and feel like pioneers holding the future. Others will scoff and say they bought an overpriced beta test. Both perspectives might be true, and that's why the Pixel 10 is so fascinating. It's not about whether it's perfect, it's about whether it's pointing us toward what's next. Because if Google is right, this phone isn't just a product, it's a blueprint, a risky, unfinished, exciting, and frustrating glimpse into what comes after the smartphone era we've all gotten used to. So now I'll leave it with you. Would you rather have a phone that plays it safe with top-notch hardware, or a phone that dares to gamble on AI becoming the new normal? Because that's the real choice the Pixel 10 puts on the table. And I have a feeling that answer will shape not just this phone's future, but the entire industry's.